Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we are live. Okay. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Show. To the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Nation. Okay. Just hopped off a live. And I felt like hopping on another one. But there wasn't one to hop on, so I thought, hey, build it and they will come. In theory. Let's hope that's the way it works out. I can see you already up in here, already populating the area. Okay. First things first. Let me drop the link in the chat. That's numero uno. What else do I need to do? Let me show the thumbnail. Let me stop sharing that. And start sharing this. Okay, how does that look? Okay. It's up on the screen. That's what we're talking about. Let me just make it a little bigger so it's clear for you to see. Okay. Hello and welcome, one and all. But before I get into the roll call, let me just go ahead and drop this link. Drop this link in the secret society. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's drop it in a couple of spots. How does that work? Okay, it works. It works. Where else? Let's drop it in there too. Let's drop it in here too. Okay. Right. Okay. So we've shared. I've already shared it on Twitter, shared it on Facebook. I've actually posted it though. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so let's post that in a couple of locations. Also, I'm going to share that too. Share that. Boom. Boom. Okay. Another location perhaps, or maybe even two. Let's do it. Let's not be selfish. Okay. One more spot. And we're good to go. Okay, let's drop it in there. Boom. 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 Okay, let's close that down. Let's close that down. Okay. What we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8. Can we lose one of these? Yeah, let's lose one of these. Okay. So what else do we need to do? Let's do the sound check. Let's make sure that everything is cool and copacetic. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Let's drop the music and see what the. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Let's drop the music. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That is good. That is good, yeah. That's good, yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready? You ready to go? 2, 4, 6. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's pin that like so. That's pinned. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's have a look at the chat. Damn. Damn. Okay, people are ready. Smash that like button, please. Let's make sure all the numbers match. Smash that like button, please. There's a lot of people in here, only a few likes. Come on. You know you're going to like it. You know you're going to get your money's worth over here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. So come on. Let's go. Okay. So let me take a sip of my juice. Yeah, okay. You know, Rafi always comes on here 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 10, naturally aspirated. But I must confess, I got a little bit of pineapple and a little bit of rum has snuck its way into my pineapple juice. Just a little bit. It's a therapeutic dose. Therapeutic use exemption. Okay. What we got here? Heinrich Schmitz up in the building. Frank Warren sparked Matchroom and Hearn like 70-year-old Povetkin sparked Whyte. OMG. OMG. Okay. Elisa Bales is up in the building. Activate warp drive. Okay. The Iron Kong up in the building. The Pigeon up in the building. The Heinrich Schmitz. What we got here? Hello world from the Square Peg Pub, Central Birmingham. Okay. Did you see the big dusser in there? Did you see the big dusser in there? She's biz up in the building. I need to turn myself up in the cans. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, that sounds much better. Okay. Uncle Phil writes, hope Whyte beats the brakes of Fury. Oh, we're going to be talking about that too. We're going to be talking about that too. What's going on? Swab's boxing up in the building. Okay, let's have a listen. Yeah, good to have you up in here. Okay, the Malcolm Marcel. We are ready. Dilly, please don't lose. Please don't lose it, mate. Please don't lose it, mate. Okay. So. Okay, let's get into this one then. Okay, it's clear what the subject matter. Hold on. It's clear what the subject matter is. We have to talk about it. And the question is, did Top Rank bid too much? Sometimes, you can do too much. The question is, did Top Rank do too much? Okay. What's going on? I like to tweet you were mentioned in. What's going on? What is that? Don't agree with this. Don't agree with Rick on this. Okay, well, there's lots of stuff. Yeah, me neither. Okay. Okay, hold on. Me neither. Boom. That's my response to that. Let's go into what I want to go into, and then let's start sharing. What the hell's going on? That's some ridiculous stuff there. Let's go likes and let us commence. Let me start sharing. Do I start sharing? Okay. So I think I should. I think that's the best way forward. Let's go. Let's stop sharing that. Let's start sharing this. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the top rank bid. Let's have a look. Let's readjust this thing so you can see what I can see. Let me get this bigger. Okay, well let's start here then. Oh, let's make it bigger still. Can't quite see it on your side. Let's have a look. Okay, I think you can see it now. Okay, so what did Rick Glazer say? What's been overlooked by most is Dillian Whyte has been fighting for Eddie Hearn all these years, but now his biggest payday ever is coming from the old fox himself. His biggest payday is coming from the old fox, Frank Warren, with Bob Arum. Frank Warren and Bob Arum. Well, who's the old fox? Frank Warren or Bob Arum? Okay, maybe both of them. And Whyte's purse is 8 times higher than what Hearn ever paid Whyte. What? So Whyte only ever earned $1 million before? What? What did I write? Okay, I'm gonna have to respond to that. So Whyte's previous US biggest payday was $1 million. $1 million. Whyte's. Oh my gosh, $1 million. Really? Come on, I need a laugh emoji. Where's the laugh? Where's the emojis? There they are. Oh, there they are. Okay. I'm sorry, that's a load of crapola. A complete and utter load of crapola. The Iron Kong is up in the building. Iron Kong, how you doing?
Yeah, just to say, let me jump on and, rock with you for a second before I go watch the West Indies lose a cricket match here.
Who they playing?
I don't know, but whoever they're playing stand a chance to beat them.
OMG. I don't really watch cricket much anymore. Used to back in the day when I was a kid, but hey, that's because, man, it's too slow. It's too slow a game for me. It's nice having a little, bowl and a little bat, little session out in the park in the summertime sometime. But other than that, it's too slow of a game. It's slow of a game for me to watch. Too slow.
2020 fixed that, I think. 2020 gives it a nice pace. You can watch that in a couple of hours and you're out of there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in favor of that. I'm in favor of that.
20 overs and you're out of there, man. So 2020, I think, is perfect for what would be a cricket alternative to a basketball game or a football match. It's not like I can't watch Test cricket where it's like days of cricket. I cannot watch that.
Can't do it.
No way.
No.
I need to know who win the game when I leave there.
Yes. That's exactly it.
I'm not sitting down there to come back to the park tomorrow to watch Peace More. No.
No, I can't do that.
That's the sequel.
Yeah, I can't do that. I see what they're doing, Rafi. They're besmirching Whyte and Joshua's name. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they have to besmirch. Dillian Whyte's name. I don't understand. I don't have to they disparage him. I don't understand. He was the one who's been up for the damn thing. He's been up for the damn thing. Okay, so he asked for more than 20. Well, they came down with the 20% thing. What is it? Bob Arum. They petitioned the WBC to make Dillian Whyte slice of the cake 20%. Nobody was thinking about 20%. Everybody was thinking about 35%, 40%. But then they came up with the 20%, and then they went through some small print and some whatnot and some loopholes and determined that the appropriate figure for Dillian Whyte should be 20%. But of course, the final figure lies with the arbitrator. I've said that multiple times. The arbitrator doesn't arbitrate until March. Where are we now? The end of January, just coming into February. So we got at least a month. Call it 5 weeks. At least 5 weeks to go before the arbitrator arbitrates. It's going to be very interesting because when the arbitrator does arbitrate, if he believes Dillian Whyte is worth more than position is worth more than 20%, and his word will be final. So, and that percentage, that extra percentage, anything above the 20% will come out of Tyson Fury's percentage, obviously. And it's very interesting because it's a massive bid. It's a world record bid. I don't know if people realize it's a world record bid. The Iron Kong. Do people know? Do people know it's a world record bid? Apparently.
Imagine bidding that big for Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte fight.
Crazy.
So that's absolutely crazy for a fight like this. Y'all joking. But hey, that's what happens when you have another promoter telling you, putting some fire behind you, making you raise up your price to an unreasonable level. When have you ever seen Bob Arum and Frank Warren spend any money? These two people who like to penny pinch. You know what I'm saying? Frank Warren didn't even want to pay Teofimo Lopez to fight George Kambosos. And Teofimo had more belts than Tyson Fury. And it's like the same with Terrence Crawford. I don't want to pay for the Terrence Crawford, but because he heard Eddie Hearn was going to bid on the Crawford versus Porter fight, all of a sudden he comes up with like $10 million. So it means they have the money all the time. All he could have done was say, okay, Dillian Whyte starts at 10 million. Let's see if we can negotiate and find a happy medium. And you would have found a happy medium.
Yeah.
But you wanted to give him 5 million or whatever. So he went to purse bids. And you had to overpay. Congratulations.
Yeah. You had to overpay because he got pressured. He got pressured into it. I'm not even talking about Frank Warren. I'm talking about Bob Arum because, of course, Bob Arum has the pockets for it. Frank Warren has been in court. There's some issues going on there at Queensberry Promotions, some financial issues. I don't want to go too deep into it, but it's out there. If you want to know about it, Google it. Some financial issues over there at Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions, but not so over at Top Rank, where they keep a tight purse and an eye always on the ledger. So for an outfit like that, who are known to scrimp and save, to come up with a world record bid, which is what it is, world record highest bid ever.
Absolutely crazy. Well, good for them though. Congrats to Dillian Whyte for getting some more dollars on that. It's unfortunate that the WBC was involved in corruption with Bob Arum and Frank Warren talking about they support the 80-20 when your rules say maximum 45%, but somehow these dudes could say 20% and you agree. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely disgusting. But whatever. I digress on that.
Deplorable.
Deplorable people, awful people in boxing. But that's where we are. I mean, if anybody thinks it was just Queensberry who suddenly found $41 million, suddenly found that. Suddenly. They couldn't pay enough to bring Demetrius Andrade over to Queensberry for Liam Williams. They couldn't pay enough for that, but they could find $41 million by themselves. Hey, yo, let me tell you something, man. But that's how it goes. So whoever backed Frank Warren, I hope.
It's officially a joint promotion between Top Rank and Frank Warren.
So Top Rank and Queensberry put some money together, rub some shekels together to get this fight.
Yes.
All right, that's how it goes, right?
Yes. I didn't know it was. I mean, obviously, it had to be the case. It had to be the case that somebody was fronting the money because, don't really go into another man's pockets. But Frank Warren, been in the press, Queensberry Promotions. I don't want to dwell on it, but the purse over there is very, very tight. They keep that purse in a vault. They keep that purse over there at Queensberry Promotions in a dusty vault. And very few people know the combinations to the vault. You know what I'm saying? There's an old man with a hunchback who's a guardian of the vault. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't good. It ain't good. Nevlin up in the building says they won't fill the stadium. We don't know
I
which
disagree.
stadium. Oh,
I disagree. I think they said Principality, but I disagree. I think it'll be a sellout. I mean, Dillian White sold out where? O2? Which one's the bigger? O2 or Principality?
Principality, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so Dillian White is going to bring his group.
Mm.
Fury is going to bring his group.
Mm.
So, well, that depends on how much people are in Fury's group. I honestly don't know Fury's draw in England. This is his first, I think his first big fight of this caliber in England since forever.
Is his first world title defense in England, in the UK?
Yeah. He didn't even attempt to bring a Wilder fight to the UK. That's how much he loves the UK. So,
yeah. So it's Tyson Fury's first world title defense. Well, it's his first world title defense ever. Anyway.
Yep. That's true.
And it's happening in England. So I guess. Hold on. Did he defend his world title? No, he won
against Wilder.
He won it, but he's never defended his first defense. Hold on.
Yes, his first defense.
Yeah. Hold on.
If you won Wilder's third fight is his first defense, I don't.
He won it in the second fight.
Yes, and the third Wilder fight was it's quote unquote a defense, but not for me. You don't defend against the same person.
Okay, so I suppose that was the first offense officially, and this is the second one, but the first one in the UK. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. Will they fill out the stadium? They should do. I think they should do. With the combined fans, I think they should do.
They should sell it out.
We got. Hold on, let me drop that down. We got Swab. How do you pronounce that? Swab. How you doing?
Yes, my brother. How you guys doing? You good?
Very good. Talk to me.
Man, I'm upset with Eddie Hearn. Brother, can you hear me clearly? Yeah, no background noise in that. Got my AirPods in, so I thought it should be good.
Yeah.
I'm upset with Eddie Hearn. You know, all that waffle that he was talking, all that talk, big bucks but no bite. He's only gonna bid 32, and that's in dollars as well. $32 million alone, really? What happened to the big talk?
You know that's a world record as well, though.
Yeah, I understand. I know that, but for that, I think this fight is very big. It's a huge fight. He's gonna sell out. He's gonna sell out the stadium, Principality Stadium. He's gonna sell out straight. Even if it goes to Wembley Stadium, it's gonna get faint. It will sell out 100%. Not because of Tyson Fury, because of Dillian White.
Well, I think it's gonna be.
I'm upset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if a lot of people are upset, so let's talk about that a little bit. Surely, Eddie Hearn did the right thing in talking up the fight and letting Top Rank overbid, getting his man a bigger purse.
In my mind, I thought Eddie Hearn wanted the next two biggest fight on his platform: Joshua versus Usyk, Tyson versus Dillian White, and then hopefully the undisputed fight would happen on his platform as well. I thought that was his vision, but it didn't look like it. Bidding only 32 million for that fight, you should have bidded at least 45, 46 million.
45, 46 million dollars. Then you're looking at a potential heavy, serious loss. I think Eddie Hearn played a clever one. I know I'm in the minority, but I think he played a blinder. He talked up the fight and then let the other side overpay, and thus thereby getting his man a bigger payday. But let's go around the panel. We got John Dealey up in the building.
Hi, Raf.
How you doing, John?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good
All
stuff.
Good
stuff.
Evening, Sawab, and later. Yeah, I think Eddie's played it completely right, because if he'd have won the purse bid, I think Tyson would have been forced to drop the belt by Bob. and walk away.
Mm.
Because I very strongly suspect that Bob has contractual obligations with ESPN to not let his high-profile fights go on different platforms. Really got a strong suspicion of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what happened with Loma.
Yeah.
And him overpaying certain ones of Eddie's fighters to ensure that the fight happened on ESPN rather than go to purse bid.
Mm. Mm.
And also, something else that you have to remember, Dillian Whyte's on a fight-by-fight basis with Eddie.
Yeah.
So Dillian could win the belt and sign with Bob Arum afterwards if he wants to. And Eddie could have put all the money into it.
Yes.
So I think Eddie's done the right thing in doing what you said, talking up the fight to make them overpay because they've really got to sell a lot of pay-per-views to break even on this.
Yes.
With those type of numbers, it's a lot.
Yes. Well, according to Julius, they need to sell 1.6 million pay-per-views in the UK to cover that.
To cover the purse, that's probably about right.
Mm.
Well, we're not
And
sorry
that
to
would
butt
also,
in.
wouldn't that also break the record for pay-per-view in the UK?
That would break the record. I don't know. I'll have to look into
It's pretty close. I think it's about 1.5.
Okay.
Around that. But then there's overseas rights. I think they could sell it in some places, but I mean it's not going to be massive outside the UK.
Hmm.
So is it going to sell a lot in America? I don't know.
I
I
really
don't know.
don't.
Going to market it in America?
I don't know because it's going to be. I mean, even if I push it back to say midnight, which is late for us, but even if
I would not put it past them
Yeah.
to put it on American time. We've had pay-per-views in the UK, like fights in the UK on American time before.
Well, if they do it American time, then I say there's no way in hell they do that because if they do that, it's guaranteed flop.
It would be a mistake.
It would
flop.
be
It'd be
guaranteed flop. If they do that,
But
I assure you,
but
I
we're
will
talking
be
about
in my bed at that hour. I assure you of that. I guarantee you. If they do that, they will have shot themselves in the foot.
but we're talking about two dinosaurs, so I wouldn't rule it out. I'd probably go to bed and get up early if they did that because I do actually want to watch this fight.
I want to watch it, but I ain't gonna sacrifice. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. If they do that, that's an insult to the British fans. A massive disservice to the British
They
fans.
haven't done it yet,
Out
Raf.
Out of principle, I will not watch that fight if they do that. So warning to Frank Warren, to Bob Arum, to Tyson Fury. If you do that, if you're even thinking about that, I guarantee you I will sleep very happily all the way through that and watch it on YouTube the next day. So think very
anyway,
carefully
I could
about
be
that.
extremely wrong about that.
No, I'm sure it's something they will consider, but I'm just sending out the warning shots.
Rafi's got Millicent.
Don't do it. Do not do that. Do not do that.
But I do think that the press conferences will sell this fight because we've got two of the absolute best talkers going at each other in the build up to this. Well, I don't like Tyson Fury because he never backs up what he says.
Yeah.
And whilst Dillian does run his mouth, he backs it up. Dillian's only ever lost twice, and both times he had to be carried out.
That's true.
He puts it on the line.
Okay.
Puts it on the line.
He does. Let's keep it moving along nice and sweetly. Leighton Evelyn, come on in.
Yeah, what's happening, Raf? What's happening, panel?
So
Raf, what I come on to say is when everyone's saying they're going to sell up the Principality Stadium, it's like 80,000 capacity. And the only people who sell those stadiums is Joshua. I've been to Joshua fights. And at the Joshua fights, you have nans, you have aunties, you have women, you have kids. That's why it sells out, because it's a family thing. When you go to a Fury fight, it's completely different, mate. It's like usually middle-aged men, and there's usually trouble at Fury fights. And Fury, what's his biggest sell? He sold out thing, O2 Arena or whatever he sold out, Manchester Arena. That's completely different to selling out an 80,000 seater fight. And Dillian Whyte couldn't even sell out the O2. I think he sold 14,000 tickets against that Colombian dude. What's his name? The one, I can't think of his name.
Oscar Rivas.
Rivas. He only sold 14,000 for that. And that's what people ain't realising. The only other people who've done a stadium fight was Carl Froch and Groves. And like, people don't realise stadium fights to sell out. You gotta be someone. You've got to be someone. And I don't think Tyson's going to do it. They're taking a big gamble on it because they think Joshua can do it. They think Fury will be able to do it. I don't think he will. I really don't think he will.
Interesting point. Very, very interesting point. I hear that's a strong argument. That's a strong argument. So Leighton Evan, let's stick with you for a second. So do you think this is a gamble? This record-breaking bid? Do you think?
Yeah, I think he's overbid it too much. And another thing, I'll bite on what John said. I think Dillian Whyte's not going to sell his fight. I think he's going to be awkward and just be quiet. I really do, because he's getting paid no matter what, isn't he? And they need Dillian, to be honest, because you remember before this fight, Dillian was a nobody. Dillian was nothing. As soon as the day the fight got thing, they said it's the best British fight ever. Do you know what I mean? I think he's staying quiet. I got a feeling he's just not going to say, John read a peep off him. He hasn't said nothing. He's not said this fight's on. Yeah. I don't think Dillian's going to sell his fight for him. Why does he have to? He don't need to. He just got to turn up, haven't he?
Yeah. It's just got to turn up. The Iron Kong. We're moving around the table.
What was the question? If they overpay?
Yeah, have they overpaid? Has Bob Arum overpaid?
Yeah, I think I think even $1,000 is too much for Tyson Fury. Look here. What they had to do, right? $33 million is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he was aggressive. $33 million. That's a hell of a bid. But for them to come in at $41 million, $41 million, not a unification, not no other huge fight like that. It's a very good fight, but it ain't a $41 million fight. I'm glad the people are getting paid. It's crazy though. Rick Glacier says Dillian Whyte's biggest payday coming from whatever. But remember, they wanted to pay Tyson Fury less also. Eddie Hearn pushed it to purse bids. So because of the purse bids, Tyson Fury is getting more money. You know what I'm saying? So when these people are talking, they got more money because Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn said, well, let's just try a purse bid then and let's see if we can push the price up. Yeah. Because if Eddie Hearn had said, you know what, just take the money, Tyson Fury would have been paid less too. And so would Dillian Whyte. Yeah. So, Dillian Whyte did say, he would take the 20%, if anything. So 20, but it's 20% of what? Yeah. No, it's 20% of $41 million. And congratulations to him for a bit more money. All they had to do was pay the dude a couple more million, and the fight would have been fine. But no, Tyson Fury, Bob Arum, and Frank, and like Leighton said just now, before Dillian Whyte was some dude who got knocked out by Povetkin. He don't even deserve 20%. He don't even deserve this. No, though. It's the most massive fight ever in this Mitara history, and all of this nonsense. It's a $41 million fight. Eddie Hearn spooked them and made them overspend. But Tyson Fury should be thanking Eddie Hearn, in my opinion. Yeah, he should be. He should be thanking him. He's made him a lot of money. John D. Lee, is the fight actually? Well, no. Let me ask that to Iron Kong. It's a new question. Is Iron Kong? Is the fight going to happen? Are one of these guys going to pull out? And if so, who and why? If anybody's going to pull out, it's going to be Tyson Fury. But I think the fight happens, right? I think it happens. I don't see why it shouldn't happen. Just fight the man. Yeah. John D. Lee.
I have got a real concern. When I look at some of Wilder's mandatories that tested positive and had problems with the clean boxing program, and then it was all okay afterwards. I'm suspicious that the WBC take bungs to bring back dodgy results that aren't properly dodgy, but they're enough to get the fight off.
Yeah.
It's happened to Dillian before, like that whole Oscar Rivas situation. Whilst it wasn't a VADA test, somebody associated with the other side, as far as I'm concerned, leaked it to the press so that they had an excuse to strip him of his mandatory status.
Yeah.
I've just seen shenanigans around this before. The whole Povetkin thing. He didn't actually break the rules.
No.
And Wilder went running away. So I can see there being no sort of shenanigans where there's some sort of adverse finding. Oh, we'll strip Dillian, cancel the fight, put in a late replacement. I don't know. It depends what happens to the money that they've bid on it. Because I'm just suspicious. Hopefully the fight happens. The only way I could see it happening is if it happened on Bob Arum's platform. So I'm going to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yes.
But Dillian will not pull out. 100%. If anyone's pulling out, it's Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Okay. So what's going on here? Buzz Lightyear. Is there a rematch clause? No. It's mandatory. We don't believe there to be any form of rematch clause. What's going on? Leighton Evelyn.
If those tickets ain't selling, then I guarantee you someone will be pulling out. And if those tickets ain't going like hot potatoes like they are, unless they go onto the aftermarket, because so that's what they'll probably try and do, sell them straight on the aftermarket, so they look like they're sold. But I can't see them being sold, mate. I just cannot. I'm telling you, it takes a whole difference to fill out a stadium. It's not like just a little 20,000. It's 80,000 people, mate. Do you know what I mean? They got to travel all the way around for the country for that. Are they prepared to do it? Do you know what I mean? And you got to even think, even Dillian Whyte fans from London, are they going to come all the way up to Cardiff for it? When they don't even, most of them don't even think he can do it. Do you know what I mean?
I think a bit more optimistic than you. I'm a bit more optimistic than you. So, but you think that Tyson Fury may pull out?
If the tickets don't sell, if the tickets ain't selling, Frank's not going to let that show go ahead, is he? Frank or Bob. So they'll come up with some excuse to get Fury to pull out.
All the people disrespecting Whyte before now, Warren won the bid. And it's a big fight. Yeah, we've been mentioning that. Eddie's bid was decent, but the talk of bidding aggressive pushed Top Rank and Frank to overbid. Yeah, that's certainly my opinion. What are people saying in the chat? What's this? I can't believe people are dug in Hearn. The fight is made, so let's just hope they make it into the ring. Yeah, I mean, I hear people dogging him, and I understand why people think that Eddie Hearn did wrong, but I think it was a masterstroke. Talk up the fight and let the other people overbid, and the other people have all the risks. And in the meantime, your guy has just got a bigger payday than he would have done otherwise. So I think it's a win-win.
Can I say something on that as well?
Yeah.
If Eddie Hearn won that purse bid, Tyson Fury's dropping the WBC belt 100%.
There's that as well.
So the best outcome for everybody is that it's not on Eddie's platform.
Yeah.
Plus all the business side that you're talking about there, Frank and Bob run a massive risk of making a loss. So
John, let me go on the back of that. It's just like, you got to think, say Eddie Hearn broke the bank and went for that. You got to think, say Dillian Whyte did win it. Dillian Whyte's not signed to Eddie Hearn, so he ain't got to stay with him. So Dillian Whyte could just go off with the belt somewhere, go to anywhere where he wants. Not saying he would, but he could. If he had Dillian on a 5-6 fight thing, then I think Eddie would have gone all in. But he had no fighters in the race.
That's what I said before you joined, Leighton. It's like he's a fight-by-fight basis. So if he wins and he gets offered a 5-fight deal with Top Rank at loads of money. There's nothing to stop him going. Exactly right, later. Totally agree.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. Warren cards always main, even, really, what? Main event, really late. Main event really late. I'm saying around midnight. I can understand them putting the main event on at midnight over here, which would work out at 7 p.m. Eastern time and something like 4 p.m. Western time.
I like British cards because as an old man, I can get to see a main event and have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I don't like American cards because I don't plan to sit up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
No way.
Raf, they'd never put it on at that time over here because you've got to pay for all the policing, and they ain't gonna have all the policing for that stadium at that time, especially when town's still. It wouldn't happen, Raf. No way, no way at all.
So what time would it happen then at the Principality Stadium? Which
in the
is
British part, the latest, the stadium party, everyone's out of there by 11:30.
So it'll be normal start time then.
Yeah, I reckon 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock it'll be.
Yeah, normal start time because the council is going to be a Saturday night. They need the policing up in the town centres. So
and where the stadium is, it's direct in the town centre. So they're not going to have an influx of 80,000 people coming out with all the drunks. It ain't going to happen, mate. They couldn't make the police. It'd be a nightmare.
Can I ask a question later?
Yeah.
Have they 100% booked it, or are they just saying it's a possibility?
They're just saying it's a possibility. It was supposed to be.
They might bait and switch the location, mightn't they?
But you've got to think it's in April, isn't it? April showers in Britain. It's going to be raining. So it's got to be indoor. The only indoor stadium we got in Britain is the Principality.
Yeah, but that's assuming it's going to be a stadium fight. Like,
it's got to be.
It's got to be a stadium fight, surely, with the money involved. Has to be.
Well, I heard someone make an interesting point that they get Tyson Fury to sign before the bid that he'll take, say, 10 million. Rather than the full purse. So they can do a big purse bid, but actually pay him under that.
Yeah.
So then they're not actually laying out the money that everybody thinks they are. They just win the purse bid.
That's how they operate. That's how they operate. That's how they operate. That's exactly what I would expect them to do. That's what they do.
Okay from my point of view.
Yeah.
Because we get the fight.
Yeah.
Which is what I think they really care about, is having it on ESPN.
But Johnny could go to Saudi. They haven't even said, they haven't ruled out that he couldn't go to Saudi. If the Saudi gives him a side fee, then he could go there.
But the trouble I have with Saudi is the only person who actually ever pulls off fights over there really is Eddie. Like, when has Bob actually done business out there? Has he done anything out there?
No, I think they nicked Eddie's contact from when they were doing the Tyson fight last time. That's what I think's happened, because they obviously had their people out there to negotiate for them.
But surely they won't trust Tyson after what he did last time.
Well, they were willing to pay. They were willing to pay him for the Usyk fight.
So they say. I mean, who's actually pulled that up? Because it hasn't come off, has it? Well, so if they were willing to pay for the Usyk fight, that's twice in a row Fury's let him down.
Yes. Yeah, because it was on Anthony Joshua's Snapchat. It showed you that Prince Khalid was phoning him. And he showed you on the phone, he's phoned him. So Prince Khalid was actually talking to Anthony Joshua, and he was supposed to be able to step aside. So I think the Saudis were going to pay him.
So
that's the talk. I wouldn't rule it out, but let's say that's all correct. Tyson's just let him down again. Because what Egis Cleavis has said is that Tyson didn't want to fight Usyk. They had everything arranged.
Yeah.
It was all lined up. Joshua had looked at step aside money. Supposedly agreed it in principle. They got the step aside money for Dillian, and according to Usyk's promoter, Tyson Fury did not want to fight Usyk. Eddie Hearn and Usyk's promoter have both come out with that story. So again, the person who says he's doing the deal and then backs out at the last hour is Tyson Fury twice in a row.
Two time.
So are they really going to do it for a non-undisputed fight? Give Tyson Fury loads of money?
I doubt it.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I doubt it very much. I think Tyson Fury has cloaked himself in a robe of dishonor.
No, but even if the Saudis say just 50 million, that covers Frank's 41 million. He's covered, and that's all he'd ask for, or even 40 mil. It covers.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. So you're suggesting? I want to just realize what you're suggesting. You're suggesting that the fight don't take place in the UK, but to just happen over in Saudi.
Yeah, that's correct. Because
I don't think they have an interest. I don't think they have an interest in this fight.
I listened to a Frank Warren interview on IFL today. He done one with Umar, and he wouldn't confirm that it's here yet. He said we're still in talks where it's going to be. And I'm saying if the Saudis offer a site fee, they're going to take it. That's who's funding it. Because where's Frank got this money? You think it was all from ESPN? I know they're going to pay per view.
You know, it's a co-promotion. It's officially a co-promotion with
Warren the main money to be made.
Top rank.
Yeah, but the main money would be made. It'd be made in Britain, wouldn't it?
Yes.
But unless the Saudis give you a site fee, if they give you a site fee, that's everything out the way. It don't matter about anything else. All the television rights and all that is a bonus.
I don't think I've heard anybody mentioning that. That's interesting. Yeah,
because he asked him, Umar asked him on an IFL interview, and he said, I can't confirm, but we are in discussions with other places.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely try and put that site fee out for a bid. Because they can't be confident in ticket sales, because all the talk was before the Klitschko rematch was tickets weren't selling for that. But I actually think he pulled out because he knew he wasn't going to be allowed to fight because of Nangelo. Everybody thought it was poor ticket sales, but when it comes down to it, he was going to get stripped for the Nangelo case, wasn't he? So he retired.
So this, yes, I've never really considered anywhere other than the UK as being able to really host this fight and make it profitable. But yeah, if you bring in Saudi into it, then that's an added dimension.
That's a
very interesting aspect that makes the changes this whole thing. This fight could potentially happen in Saudi.
I don't think if it goes to the Middle East, it'll be Saudi, it'll be Dubai, because MTK are out there.
Dubai. That's right.
No, but where they've actually got links, MTK, they're based in Dubai, aren't they?
Wow, this fight could really happen.
And they've got the type of money to bankroll that as well.
Wow. That's
like,
a real possibility.
The Emirates have got like loads of cash too, haven't they? They're not.
That's a real possibility that I had really not considered. The Iron Kong. This fight, Fury v Whyte in Dubai. Okay.
Well, Dubai. Well, them places hosting people like Rocky Fielding and them, so they don't have no problem, hosting a fight like this. I don't know at what cost, but they're trying to get any and all sporting events out there. But all this talk about Tyson Fury being this and that for the UK, this would be another fight again. He's taking it from the UK, right? They've already said Anthony Joshua is the businessman and he's this and he's that. Remember, only Joshua gets stick when he's involved in any big money transaction. When Tyson Fury does it, it's well deserved, Tyson. Good on you, mate. All this nonsense. Let's go have some faggots and peas and all this other nonsense. So only Tyson Fury, only Joshua gets stick when it comes to Saudi and all this nonsense.
Oh yes, the human rights. The human rights. How could you,
Eddie and Joshua go out there? I remember they had Anthony Joshua on Good Morning Britain.
Oh Lord.
This fat Piers Morgan. Oh, Anthony, how could you go out there with the rights of women? Blah blah blah. I'm like, what?
But Piers Morgan's the second best gobbler of Tyson Fury after Gareth A. Davis, isn't he? They're both Tyson Fury gobblers.
Terrible. So only Anthony Joshua gets stick. So it moving to the UAE, wherever, Dubai, wherever. That's an idea. We'll see. But I mean, I just find it spectacular that he won't get any stick for that. None. He won't be on Good Morning Britain being asked to answer questions about human rights. Blah blah blah.
Hey.
Yeah, but that's because Piers Morgan will be trying to arrange that visit to his dressing room afterwards, won't he? What EJ said about all of this yesterday was really interesting, Raf. I actually want to go and find that documentary he was talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a unpleasant racial undertone with it all as well.
You're talking about the interview with
Audley.
Audley Harrison.
And how Audley was saying Frank.
That's how I felt. That's on AFL. That'll be very findable. So it lasts 7 days.
Yeah. It's just because EJ was talking about it last night, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Not
it was
had
a couple nights ago now.
Didn't he
I've
say
not
that
got
Frank
all of it.
chuck fights as well, John?
Sorry, say that again.
Didn't he say that Frank threw fights as well, fixed fights? Oh, the Addison said it.
I've not seen it. So
I haven't heard it yet. I haven't watched it yet. I will watch
EJ
it.
was on Rafi's talking about how Frank owns all of the press, and it's why they do smear campaigns on AJ, but Fury is like Teflon.
They do that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
IFL, you can tell IFL's Team Fury all the time. The way they interviews Frank, the way they interviews Eddie, completely different questions. They'll ask Eddie the awkward ones, but they won't ask Frank nothing, mate.
Did you see Eddie putting Coogan under pressure the other day, though?
No.
You know the interview Eddie did where he said Tyson doesn't want to fight Usyk and he thinks his next fight will be against Dillian.
Yeah.
He was putting Coogan under loads of pressure about who the best heavyweight was in the world. He's like, well, we all know who you'd say, Coogan. He was giving him loads. He was giving him loads of heat. Yeah,
well, he deserves it. He deserves it.
I'm amazed that AJ even does interviews with him. I don't. If it was me, if I was AJ, I wouldn't be safe. I wouldn't trust myself in the same room as him.
AJ doesn't really give him much time though. It's once in a blue moon, isn't it?
But even just me personally, because I know how I'd feel if I was in his shoes, I'd want to lay Coogan out. I wouldn't trust myself around him.
I hear you. So yeah, the fight could be in Saudi, but it just dawned on me a couple of seconds ago. I know what Tyson Fury says don't really carry no weight, but he did say they're coming back to the UK. Coming back to the UK. Fighting again. I'm fighting Dillian Whyte, and I'm gonna bust him up Big Dosser style. So Fury, like I said, his word doesn't carry no weight, but Fury has said the fight will be in the UK for whatever that's worth. Not much.
Yeah. Did Fury say he'd never fight in the UK again?
Teapot.
Say that again?
Fury said he'd never fight in the UK again, didn't he?
He said that previously, yes. Yeah. He said that also.
Fury's words worth the same amount as a chocolate teapot.
Chocolate teapot, damn. You need another teapot underneath the chocolate teapot to catch all that goodness. I would imagine that would taste very nice and sweet. You don't need no added sugar. OMG. Fish eyes winning means it's probably not happening. Okay, so let's switch tact because I'm not going to be here all night. It's just a quick thing we're doing. So who wins the fight? Who wins the fight? And we're going to start off with the Iron Kong. Remember, folks, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit all the good buttons. Then hit the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. But first and foremost, hit the like button if you're in here, if you are enjoying the show. Remember, Rafi, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So we don't go long. So keep it nice and choppy. Okay, the Iron Kong. Who wins the fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte? I
want Dillian Whyte to win the fight, but Tyson Fury is going to beat it. He has too much for Dillian Whyte at the moment. I just think he has too much for Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's a good fighter. He's not better than he'll have to do. I think John said in the chat he will have to KO Tyson Fury. So, and I don't think he has enough to outbox him though. So I have Tyson by decision and maybe late stoppage.
Okay. We talked about a lot. Oh, second question on that. I'm going to be asking. So it's two questions I'm asking each person, and the second question, Kong, is: do you think this fight? Oh, that should be a question for everybody. It's probably in the poll. Do you think this fight makes money, breaks even, or loses money? So that's going to be the poll question as well.
Well, it's I think you UK guys will have to educate me more because I don't know how your ticket prices are right? But for this type of bid, Bob Arum would never do this type of bid in America. Never.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how your ticket, your seating prices are, but they will have to sell out all of this. They will have to break pay-per-view records.
Yeah.
And they will also, in the UK, and they will have to do a hefty amount in America also to make up all of this. And I have not seen Bob Arum do a very good job at promoting anything, anywhere lately. He's had how much undisputed fights? He's had one, and then he had some other fight that he didn't promote at all, basically. And then now you have this. We'll see. Bob Arum is not a good promoter. Maybe he'll have them on ESPN in America doing a world tour. You never know. You never know. So I'm thinking it breaks. I don't know, man. I mean, it might break even. You know, I'm an ignorant non-Brit, so y'all would have to tell me about y'all pricing out there. I don't know.
Okay, that's cool. Let's move it along. John Daly. So it's 2 questions. The first of which I've forgotten. Oh, who wins? Who wins? Yeah.
I think Dillian knocks him out. I think people have vastly overestimated Tyson Fury's abilities based on what he's done lately. Because I have a very low opinion of Dillian Whyte. Not Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder. But the other thing, I don't think Tyson can lose enough weight to box at 12 rounds anymore. People haven't looked at this. His stamina is not what it was. He looked terrible in his last fight against Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
he didn't look good. It was less convincing than the fight before. He looked worse. Dillian is on it. And also, we have seen that Tyson's susceptible to a left hand, which is Dillian's money punch.
Yeah.
I think he knocks him out, but I think he's going to have to knock him out. The fight will lose money, and it's who carries the loss.
Yeah.
It either loses money in the UK, or Frank and Bob don't lose money because they get a site fee from the Middle East and they carry the loss. But I don't think it's going to be profitable because I don't see it breaking. Even if they do 1 million pay-per-views, they're not going to make money, are they?
No.
So yeah, exactly. So I think Eddie's pushed the bid too high. Unless there's some shenanigans in the back where they've got Tyson to agree to take 10 million.
Yeah.
And actually, the purses that actually get paid out are not the purse bid.
Right.
Which I can see that being the case as well.
I think that is the case. I think I automatically the case.
So, because if they've got, say, Tyson to sign an agreement, they'll take $10 million purse plus upside on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The purses are actually only about 16 million then, aren't they?
Yes.
So then it becomes, you just got to sell 1 million pay-per-view, they make money. and they can have it at the Manchester Evening Arena, charges like 15 to 20,000. They probably can sell that out.
Yeah.
And then they don't make a loss. But actually, maybe they've actually been smart.
Yeah. Thanks, Iron Kong. Iron Kong just jumped out, you know.
Maybe, mate, no.
Carry on with his day. Thanks, Iron Kong. Yeah.
Sorry, Rafa.
Yeah.
So I think Dillian knocks him out. And I think they've done some shenanigans with Tyson, and they will make money because it ain't really this purse bid's just to make sure they get it on their platform.
Yeah, yes.
They ain't paying those purses out.
They ain't paying those purses out. I think it's some crafty. You know, these cats have been in the business damn near 100 years. These cats have been in the business a damn near 100 years. These are some crafty, wily cats, and they know how to, write up the books. They know how to do things and how to do things. So in reality, I mean, I assumed it from the start when I heard it was record-breaking purse bid. I thought, well, obviously not. This ain't no record-breaking fight. This ain't gonna break no. Well, maybe, but So I automatically thought that, they're fudging the books. They're only going to pay Tyson Fury X as opposed to what's been published, which we'll call Y. They're not going to pay him what's been published, which we'll call Y. They're going to pay him X, which is a figure which has not been published, which has enabled them to kind of bump up the bid. In reality, knowing they're saving $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So they're saving $10 million. So I hope everybody can understand and what we're saying here. But anyway, so you think Dillian Whyte's going to win? Do you think the fight is going to be make money, break even, lose money?
Make money, because they won't have to make back the 42 million.
Right, yeah, the fabricated
So
figure.
the actual purses that go out will be around 17. And then actually you haven't got to do anywhere near that type of pay-per-view, have you?
Oh, yeah, totally. I actually believe that is the case. Leighton Evelyn.
Yeah, with the fights, like I agree with John. Like, no way Dillian's going to get a decision here. Even if he knocks him down 4 times and it goes out, he's not going to get a decision. I want Dillian to win, but do I think he can win? Possibly, yeah. If he takes the fight close to him, he stays on his chest, Dillian can beat him. Like he did look bad in his last fight. So yeah, I'll put my head on the line and I'll say Dillian Whyte wins. Mm-hmm. And do I think it'll make a prop? No, I don't. If they're giving you the true numbers, if you're going off the 41 million, nah, no chance. This does not make money at all, mate. And this is going to be a biggest flop ever, I can guarantee you. Because the one thing they're going off, right? Their egos are so big. They see what Anthony Joshua does, and they're saying, "Oh, we can do that. Tyson Fury's bigger than him. We can do that." They haven't even tested the water to see if Tyson can do anything like that. They're just going straight in saying he can do what Joshua does. It don't work like that. You haven't got the fans. You just haven't. You just haven't. Yeah. Because you've got to think, there's loads of women knows he's sexist. They knows his things. I mean, it's a gypsy community that he's relying on, and there's just not enough of them. There's just not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you. Malcolm Marcel asked a very good question. Didn't they have to show proof? I'm talking about Arum and Warren. Didn't they have to show proof? Otherwise, Eddie could sue. Well, yeah, but they can show proof. They can say, well, these are the figures. These are the figures. They show the books. These are the figures. Will they have to show proof that they paid Tyson Fury? How much they're saying he's earning? 31 million. Will they have to show proof that they paid him that? I'm sure they know how to fudge the books. I'm sure they know how to say, yeah, here you are, Malcolm. This is yours. But then
all they got to do, Raf, is put 10% down of the 31 mil, 41 mil. So 10%, that's 4 mil. That's what they have to put down. And then I just please it. And then whatever they make, then it's up to them, then, isn't it?
Yeah, so I guess they don't have to show proof. They just have to show the books. They have to show the numbers, but they haven't got to necessarily show the checks. Perhaps I think that's how it works. Look at Don King. For years, he put one thing down on the contract, but yet something else would be going down. So he did show proof. Yeah, he didn't show proof. He showed the paperwork. He showed this is how it's going to go down. He showed the contract. But I don't think they have to show bank transfers and what have you. I don't think so. It's an interesting question, though. Maybe I'll find out one day. So, Leighton Evelyn, your two answers were.
Yeah, mine was Dillian Whyte will win.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a loss. It's going to take a loss.
Okay. So, what am I saying then? 109.3 England batting, 14.1 overs. That's some double Dutch. That's some double Dutch, Iron Kong. That's
cricket. It's cricket, Rafi.
Yeah, cricket is double Dutch. Okay, so Rafi's point of view on this. Remember the poll's up, so get your voting in the poll. Remember the like button is there, the subscribe button is there, the bell icon is there for a reason. My picks. While I'm saying I think that Tyson Fury is most likely to win. I think Tyson Fury is a better overall boxer. Tyson Fury's height is an advantage. Reach is an advantage. I think he'll look to use his reach. Keep Dilly on the inside. Dilly will be looking to come in, swoop under with the left hook, right hook. Bad body attack. Initially, body attack, but not like Dillian Whyte, not like Deontay Wilder did it. One big lunging punch with everything in it. No, ridiculous. Body attack and clinching. Dillian Whyte, I think Dillian Whyte should be better in the clinching. He's done MMA. He knows how to move a body, but then also does Tyson Fury. But I think Tyson Fury overall was a better boxer. Like I said, he's got the height advantage, the reach advantage. He's got a lot of advantages. But so Tyson Fury, I think, is going to win. But as for betting, I'm going to put some money on Dillian Whyte via left hook to the temple. You heard? Dillian Whyte via left hook to the temple shot. And down he goes. Timber. So you see, you like how I just picked both of them?
That body attack, Raf.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Say that again.
What's Dillian's name?
The body snatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fat body don't like being hit.
It's going to be interesting.
Look at what Arthur Welling did to him when he was working the body. That's how he opened up for the cut.
Those first 6 rounds.
Working the body.
And then he lost it. He lost the plot. He went upstairs, rocked Tyson Fury, and then he cut him. Then he lost the plot. He started going upstairs instead of staying downstairs. Silly schoolboy error. Should have stayed downstairs.
Dillian might not be the better boxer, but he is a smart fighter.
He is a smart fighter.
He is cute. Like, he's not as skilled, but he's clever.
He's clever.
He knows how to fight. He knows how to fight. So, I don't know. We'll see.
So, I think John Dealey went for Dillian Whyte. Leighton Evelyn was kind of sitting on both sides of the fence. Did you actually come down on one side? I know.
Yeah. I said when I put it, I thought I'll go with my heart and I'll go with Dillian Whyte. But there's a good chance Fury will win it, but I'm going with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte to win by knockout. Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going to put my head on the line. So before these Fury fangirls come at me, I'm saying it,
OBZ said, I'm hoping Xavier can come up with a good game plan. My game plan for it, I'll text Xavier later with my game plan. It's going to be body head, body head, body head, body head, body body, body head, body head, body head, body body. That's the game plan. Clinching, a little bit of clinching. Throw Tyson Fury around with a superior clinching. You're not going to be as heavy as him, but I think that if Dillian did MMA, and I know he did, then he should have a good understanding of how to use a man's body weight.
I think Dillian will actually be the stronger man as well.
Could very well be, but I think overstrength is the knowledge of leverage.
But if you have both,
then you're cooking on gas. Well, now we're cooking on gas. If you got strength and you got knowledge of leverage and how to use leverage and changing body position and changing center of gravity and knowing how to use that and manipulate that against your opponent.
That is the key thing, because Dillian Whyte was MMA, wasn't he? He's done MMA fights, kickboxer.
Yes.
So I think when Fury leans on him and tries doing all that leaning stuff, I think Dillian Whyte know how to counter him. He'll know how to counter weight him all the time. Just spin him round.
Spin him round. That's what I'm thinking, because
or just be dirty.
Well, why not both?
There's some dirty
throw it all in. Why not throw it all in? Dirty boxing is a part of MMA. Absolutely, throw it all in. Use your leverage. Use your knowledge of leverage, because with MMA, there's a strong emphasis on. Certainly in my experience, there's a strong emphasis on clinching and feeling your opponent's shift of their body weight and knowing, and also with judo, feeling your opponent's body weight and knowing how to use that against them, and using misdirection. All of this happening in the clinch, feeling the changes of center of gravity. It's a fine art. It's a beautiful art. I love it. And I think that Dillian Whyte will have a good. And I know, actually, I just remember I saw a clip. I think he was on his Instagram. He still has a mess about with the MMA. So it's not something that's far in the past. Dillian Whyte still messes about with MMA. So all the techniques I'm talking about should be readily available in his memory banks. And not just in his memory banks, but he actually still does it. So the muscle memory is there, the knowledge is there. So the inside grappling and the inside fighting, the inside scrapping, I think it's going to be very good. And actually, I just realized Tyson Fury loves to lean down on the clinch. He's ripe for an uppercut. He's ripe for an uppercut, not just the left hook, but the uppercut. Leighton Evelyn.
Yeah, Raf, I'll go back to something that Spencer Feedon said. He was asked the question on his show, and he said, if it was in a street fight of all these heavyweights, who would win? And Spencer Feedon said, hands down, no ifs or buts, Dillian Whyte. So in a street fight, he battered them all, he's saying, because he is just a hard man. So I don't think any of that dirty tactics will work on him because he is a fighter, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, could very well be. And he's got all-round fighting skills. Remember, he did kickboxing, he did MMA, and now he's doing boxing. I think he's got all-around fighting skill. John D. Lee.
I think he probably would win the street fight. I think that's the most likely outcome in the street fight. Dillian wins. Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to feeling leverage and understanding leverage, once you understand it, you don't forget it because it's a feel thing.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree.
So being the stronger man and having that experience means if Dillian gets in close, I think Tyson's toast. I think Tyson needs to keep it long. And I question if he's got the fitness and stamina to do that, the weight that he's been. And it doesn't look like he's lost any weight now. And if he trims down, is he going to leave it all in the gym and on the scale?
Good question.
This is why I'm picking Dillian to win this fight. I think it's actually going to surprise a lot of people.
Okay. You know what? I think is there any question pertaining to this? Oh, we got a poll up. Anybody who hasn't taken part in the poll, please kindly do so now, as we're about to close the poll down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and close. Okay, so the poll asked the question, do you think this fight makes money? And 13% of respondents said yes. Do you think this fight loses money? And 33% of respondents said yes. And the question asked, does the fight break even? And 53% of respondents says yes. So basically half of the people think that it's going to break even. A third think that it will lose money. And the remainder think that this makes money, which is only 12%. Only 12% of people think that this fight makes money. This is a tricky situation, very tricky situation. But the poll results are up there. Is there any other questions surrounding this that I haven't covered? Did Top Rank bid too much on Fury Whyte? Will they make or will they make a loss? I should have said, will they make or lose? But yeah, I think I'm satisfied that we've answered that question. I'm satisfied. There could be some fudging of the books. Are they really paying Tyson Fury $32 million? Or have they bumped it up? Have they bumped up? Have they put $10 million on there, which doesn't really exist? So, yeah, so they win the bid. So have they got $10 million overhead? Only a fictitious $10 million overhead. They've added $10 million. I suspect, John Dealey suspects they've added $10 million to Tyson Fury's actual purse. And that makes perfect sense. In fact, I'll put it to you, that's the only way any of this makes sense. So in reality, Tyson Fury is getting 20, with this hypothesis, in reality, Tyson Fury is getting 22 mil max, not the 32 mil. And Dillian Whyte's getting his 7.9 mil. So it's 7.9 for Dilly and 22 mil, if that, at tops, for Tyson Fury, not 32,000. 22, not 32 million. 22 million seems more realistic for this market. So not a penny more than $22 million. How much is that in pounds? Or something like 15 million pounds? Something like 15 million pounds. And when you look at it like that, everything makes sense. It all works. It all works with those kind of figures. And that is what I say. Let's have the final words. Final words from John D. Lee. First of all, thanks to everybody who jumped on. Thanks to everybody who jumped on the panel. The Iron Kong, the John D. Lee, the late Nevlin. Thanks to everybody who jumped on in the chat. Don't leave before you smash that like button. John D. Lee, your final words, please. And thanks for coming on.
I'm just glad the fight's scheduled and we can have some clarity because it's been going on too long. Good breakdown of things, Raf, and thanks for having me on.
Hey, I think we got down to the bottom of it. I think we've solved the riddle. We've cracked the code. That was the John D. Lee. Thanks a lot, John. And then there were two. Late Nevlin. Great of you to jump on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Raf. Great show as usual.
Always.
Pleasure to be here. And I just hope to God that Dillian Whyte knocks him out and it's the end of this blaggers, this walking contradictions time, because I've had enough of him. Peace out, Raf.
100%. That was the Leighton Evelyn. Thanks to the Leighton Evelyn for jumping on. John Daly for jumping on. The Iron Kong for jumping on. Have I missed anybody? Oh, yeah, the Sawab. Sawab jumped in early. Thank you, Sawab. I know you had to dip out, but thanks for taking the time out to jump on. I hope I haven't missed anybody or forgot anybody who jumped on the panel. Okay, so then there was one, because there can only be one. Come on now. No, thanks, guys. Got a plan for the Southpaw and Orthodox. Absolutely. Rough up the big Dosser. Yeah, if he wants to lay down now, just use the leverage and move him around. Hey, everybody can pull about. Everybody can pull about a bit. Okay. We are talking about land that big left hook to Fury's hips and love handles. OMG. I think this could be like Chisora 2. No, I don't think so. It could be. I don't think it's going to be like that, though. I think that Dillian Whyte maybe he's going to be in great shape for this one. He has to be. Wilder hurt Fury to the body in their first fight. Ato Wallin touched him up, messed up his flow. Okay. Already over $6 million in the hole. It's uncomfortable for Queensbury, isn't it? Since there are already over $6 million in the hole. Absolute them all. Great show as per always, Raphael. Hey, Lisa Bales, always a pleasure. What's going on? Yes, Leighton, left hook to end Fury. Hey, I think the Fury wins, but when it comes to betting, I'm going to put in a cheeky bet on. I'm going to be putting a cheeky bet on Dillian Whyte. I think he's going to be the clear underdog, and that's where the money is for me, at least. Yeah, I'll put a cheeky little fiver. If I'm feeling extravagant, maybe a cheeky little tenner on Dillian Whyte, but I expect Fury to be the victor. He's got height on him, he's got reach on him, he's got that jab, but I can see Dillian Whyte winning. Tyson Fury is the favorite, yes, but I can see Dillian Whyte winning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Peace, everybody. Stay safe and keep those fingers and toes crossed that these two make it into the ring. Okay, folks. I hope everybody has enjoyed the show as much as I we all. And yeah, you know where you are. You are at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and hit that notification button. It's an impromptu one on a Saturday evening over here live from the UK. It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Link in the description box. It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, and we are out. Blessed.